Breaking news, affirmations aren't just for hippies and dreamers, even though I'm both a hippie and a dreamer. This is Justin, and today I'm so curious about the simple way to build self-confidence that nobody really talks about: positive affirmations. Okay, I have a confession, no usher. I've always struggled with self-confidence. It's like there's a little gremlin in the back of my head that's telling me I'm not good enough, that my work isn't original, and I should know what I'm doing by now. But also, that gremlin is a jerk, and he doesn't really deserve to have space in my life like that. I figured out a way to change my mindset, but I want to flash you back to my first job in advertising. I was fresh out of college and I'm working at this regional agency. Okay, so context. Initially, I started working at a really teeny tiny agency. That company eventually fully collapsed. Then I ended up working at Urban Outfitters, and then from Urban Outfitters, I got this job at this regional agency. And so in many ways, I kind of felt like I had snuck into the position. Now, mind you, and this is the funny thing about being a creative in general, I know that I'm a genius. Like, I literally know that I am a genius. I have fresh and innovative ideas. I have a unique perspective, and I can create things that the people on the team have never even considered before. But somehow, simultaneously, I fully feel like I am a fraud. Like, I'm up here thinking I snuck my way into this job, and once they figure out I don't know what the freak I'm doing, they are absolutely going to fire me. I be feel like God is funny because some of the most gifted people I know, they tend to hide themselves away or hide themselves behind things. While I know all these people that are not really that talented, but they're really great at having confidence, and so you see them succeed. Actually, I think I'm teaching about positive affirmations because I really want honest, good, creative people to tap into their inner genius and genuinely believe in themselves so that we can make a change and an impact in this world. Are you with me? Are you with me? So yeah, I'm struggling with imposter syndrome, the biggest hater of them all. Imposter syndrome will have you looking around like everyone has it all together and you're the only one that doesn't get it. It might even have you downplaying your successes. Like, you'll have big wins at work, but you'll internally be like, no, I don't deserve that. That wasn't for me. It was a random fluke. But let me tell you, imposter syndrome is a lie. It is a liar. It is a liar. So I go to my homeboy Google, and I think Google was around in 2008. If not, it was Ask Jeeves. What happened to Ask Jeeves? I feel like ChatGPT is Ask Jeeves' reboot. So I go to Google to try to find some confidence, and I stumble on the ugliest website that I'd ever seen. It had this terrible green background. The font on the website was every designer's nightmare. You might know it, Papyrus. Y'all, Papyrus and me are enemies. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And like, for some reason, Papyrus was the go-to font because it kind of looks like vaguely Egyptian. That was the vibe when I had to make party flyers back in the day. That was the vibe, to be like vaguely Egyptian on them. When I tell you, this website, it changed my perspective on life, honestly. First, it exposed me to the most meaningful thing that I had ever realized. And that is that my thoughts aren't anything but thoughts. They're not facts. They're not orders. They don't define who I am. They're just temporary visitors that I can simply let go of. And I can't even describe to you how freeing that idea was for me at that time. But the problem was my thoughts were more dark and stormy than supportive and kind. And more than anything, I was always at war with my inner critic. But fortunately, this exceptionally ugly website with the Papyrus font had the woo-woo secret that I had been looking for: positive affirmations. So I'm sure that you've heard of positive affirmations, but you might not know affirmations aren't magic words. They help you shift your mindset. They redirect your focus to possibilities, helping to rewire your brain to seek out positivity over self-doubt. Affirmations also create emotional resilience. By instilling a positive, empowered mindset, you're better equipped to handle the setbacks that absolutely will pop up. The self-criticism, all of those different life's ups and downs, you're more prepared because you have created a safe space inside of your head for you to belong. And the final point here is that building self-confidence is a lot like building a muscle. Consistent affirmations are like reps at the gym. Basically, it strengthens your confidence over time with this practice and repetition. So you have to continuously do it in order to see the effects and the results that you're kind of looking for. So all I needed was my go-to affirmation, and eventually I picked, "I deserve to take up space." This phrase was so liberating because it validates that I am worthy without any conditions. It challenges my internal desire to shrink and make myself small to fit into spaces. And it was a continuous reminder to accept myself just as I am. And I feel like accepting myself just as I am has been the struggle of my entire life. I'll tell you more about that, but first, if you feel like your inner critic's a bit loud, I created a free PDF of empowering affirmations. It's quick, powerful tool to boost your self-confidence and help you reframe your mindset and bring more positivity into your day-to-day life. You can download it now for free at socurious.co/joylab. Okay, now back to it. The challenge with affirmations is that the only way for it to work is to fully commit. You're not gonna say it like 3 times like Beetlejuice and see something crazy happen. For me, it literally took months. I had to say the same affirmations over and over and over and over again in order to like truly find my self-worth. So I said in the morning when I was getting ready for work, I said in the bathroom before a brainstorm session, I said in the car on lunch break after a weird interaction with a coworker. And it was kind of that consistency that led me to seeing myself through this new lens. And eventually, I genuinely started to believe it. All of a sudden, I'm speaking up in meetings. I'm doing work that I think will connect with the audience, not just what I think my boss will like. And let me tell you, as a creative leader, one of my biggest pet peeves in the workplace was sometimes team members would not give it a full effort and show me their best work. They would show me what they thought I wanted to see. And I'm like, no. My job is to push you to make the best work that you can make. So I need you to show you to me so that I can actually help you grow and facilitate and change. Anyway, I even started defending my ideas and stating my rationale behind the decisions that I made, which helped people to see me as more of an expert. And most importantly, as my self-confidence grew, I learned how to separate myself from my work. That means I can take even bigger creative risks. That means I stopped assigning as much value to someone's opinion of my creativity, and I had this realization that whether or not a critique goes well or bad, whether it's positive or negative, it's not really a reflection of me. It's just something that I made, and I am a fountain of endless ideas. So if you don't like the first 3 ideas I come up with, I can come up with 7 more because I am a creative tapped into his inner genius. So affirmations literally changed my life because it gave me permission to speak kindly to myself. As a creative person, you spend so much time being criticized and judged by external factors, and it's just so much more fun when your brain is a safe place for you to belong. You have to cultivate your brain as a safe and loving and kind space because the world is already hard. The world is already hard. You deserve to have a place of peace that exists just for you, and that space is your brain. I'm always encouraging people to reconnect with their inner child because that's where the most interesting ideas can come to life. That's where they can take shape. But first, you have to realize that perfect is the enemy of interesting. And being imperfect is the most interesting part of the process. We have to enjoy the process as creative professionals in order to make really good, impactful work. We can't be focused on the end result, because the end result will make us lose track of the fact that our creativity is a gift that we get to use every day, that we get to create something is so beautiful and so meaningful. So I'll close with this. Your reality is built in your thoughts. And whatever you believe is true is true. Now, if somebody gonna be in the comments like, man, I believe I can fly. Well, if you really believe that you will fly, now you might not be able to fly with wings, but you might get on an airplane and go visit your cousins. Yeah, I feel as though as I continue to grow my strength and believing that it's possible for me to build a creative business that changes the world, the more that I believe that it is true, the more that I see it continue to happen. And so I am anchoring in on the fact that I have the power to create my own destiny by living in alignment with the gifts that I have been given. So going back to my story at that ad agency, positive affirmations, they worked. I was able to step into a new level of creative genius and do some fun projects, including redesigning the branding for New Orleans tourism. And y'all, this was like the biggest project that I did in my career. And what was really cool about it was I was able to make my first ever commercial for broadcast television. Now, granted, I didn't even keep it in my portfolio because I don't think it's fly. I actually showed you some spec work earlier because that looks better to me. But the reality is that while everything is not always sunshine and rainbows, affirmations were the start of my self-love journey. So in conclusion, your vision and your belief leads to action. First, you need to have an idea or multiple ideas. Then you have to believe that it is possible. You have to genuinely think, I can do this, and know that you were the person designed to do this. And honestly, that's the hardest part. And then you have to do the work and take action. It's a simple framework to turning your dreams into achievable goals, one step at a time. Now, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor and leave a comment with the word cinnamon, because you real spicy. Y'all, I love cinnamon. I told you I love cinnamon checks. That is my favorite. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And don't miss that free resource with a PDF of affirmations at socurious.co/joylab. It literally could change your life's trajectory, and that is my purpose, is to help you find self-confidence so that you can grow as a creative, as a human in the world. Okay, bye.